It is a pleasure to meet you again, dear readers, those who love exploring the philosophy of life, where we together uncover profound lessons to live a meaningful existence. Life, like a long river, is not always calm. Each of us has faced unhappy events, situations that stir our hearts, or baseless criticisms and slander from others. In those moments, anger often seems like the most natural reaction. But does letting anger guide us truly bring peace? Or is it the way we confront these emotions that holds the key to unlocking happiness? The ancients once said, "Deep waters flow slowly. Slow words are the words of the noble." Those who do not get angry are not fools. They are the truly wise, with far-reaching vision, keeping their souls serene amidst life storms. In this article, we will explore 4 pieces of wisdom from the ancients on how to handle anger skillfully, remain unmoved, adopt the mindset of an empty boat, recognize that the road of life is wide, and understand that there is always a way out, no matter what. These teachings are not just a compass to navigate through anger, but also a light to guide us toward a peaceful and fulfilling life. To enrich this article, we will blend ancient stories with real-life modern examples, along with deep psychological insights and practical advice. Let us begin. Regarding criticism, blame, and slander, persistently remain unmoved. Teachings from the ancients. In the treasure trove of ancient philosophy, there's a famous saying, "Honga ma," meaning that whether others curse us as oxen or horses or praise us to skies, our hearts remain unmoved, without contention. This teaching is vividly illustrated through the story of Laozi and Shi Qingqi. Shi Qingqi, a man who fancied himself wise, traveled hundreds of miles to meet Laozi after hearing of his fame. But upon seeing Laozi's house in disarray, like a rat's nest, he angrily insulted him. Asterisk, "I heard you were a sage, but you're no different from a rat." Asterisk Laozi, upon hearing this, did not react or argue. The next day, Shi Qingqi returned to apologize for his rudeness. Laozi calmly replied, "Asterisk, whether I am a sage or not, I do not care. You can call me an ox or a horse. I remain myself." Asterisk, Laozi practice, remaining unmoved, asterisk on bin bat dong asterisk. Maintaining inner stillness, not allowing external words to shake him. This is the first lesson. When faced with criticism or slander, do not rush to react, for a fierce reaction only complicates matters. In today's society, we often encounter unreasonable criticism. An employee slandered by colleagues, a student mocked for their appearance, or a public figure stoned on social media. All are situations that easily provoke anger. But imagine if these words were like a passing breeze. Do we need to brace ourselves against them? Modern example. For instance, a young manager named Min, working at a large company, was frequently complained about by subordinates for being too strict. Instead of getting angry or justifying himself, Min chose to listen without immediate reaction. He took time to reflect, improve his communication, and gradually not only maintain harmony within the team, but also earn respect from everyone. Min applied, remaining unmoved, treating criticism like water off a duck's back, not letting it wound his spirit. Psychological insight. According to modern psychology, anger often stems from a wounded ego. When someone criticizes us, we feel our self-worth is threatened, and the natural response is to resist to protect ourselves. However, research by psychologist Daniel Goleman on emotional intelligence shows that those who restrain their emotions and do not react immediately tend to have better self-control and achieve long-term success. Remaining unmoved is not weakness, but a manifestation of inner strength and self-mastery. Practical advice. Take deep breaths. When hearing slander, pause and take 5 deep breaths to regain calm before reacting. Question yourself. Ask, is this criticism truly important to me? Does it change my value? Let it go if unnecessary. If the criticism is not constructive, let it pass like clouds in the sky. The mindset of an empty boat. Teachings from the ancients. Zhuangzi, a renowned philosopher, told the story of the empty boat to teach us how to let go of the ego. He said, if you're rowing a boat on a river and another boat with someone steering it bumps into yours, you will get angry. But if it is an empty boat, drifting with the wind, you will not be bothered. Why? Because you do not assign blame to anyone. Anger, it turns out, often arises from placing ourselves at the center, believing everything revolves around us. This teaching reminds us, reduce the ego. Do not see yourself as the center of the universe, and life will become lighter. Modern example. Imagine you're driving on the road, and another car overtakes you, cutting in front. Your first reaction might be to honk loudly or shout in anger. But if you knew the driver was rushing to take their child to the emergency room, would you still be angry? The empty boat mindset teaches us to view events as random occurrences, not always with malicious intent behind them. Another example. Lon, an office worker, frequently argued with colleagues because she felt they disrespected her opinions. After learning about the empty boat philosophy, Lon decided to change. Instead of reacting harshly, she smiled and thought, asterisk, maybe they didn't mean it. I don't need to stress over this. Asterisk, as a result, not only did her relationships with colleagues improve, but her mind also became lighter. Psychological insight. Psychologist Carl Rogers once said that conflict often arises when people cling too tightly to their ideal self, the image they want others to see. When someone acts contrary to this, the ego feels threatened, and anger is a way to defend it. However, if we learn to let go and accept that not everything revolves around us, we can reduce tension and live more harmoniously. Practical advice. Change your perspective. When someone annoys you, tell yourself, asterisk, if this wasn't intentional, do I need to be angry? Asterisk. Practice humility. Do not see your opinions as absolute. Listen to others with an open mind. Meditate. Meditation helps you observe emotions without being swept away by them. The road of life is very wide. Teachings from the ancients. Zhuangzi once said, a bird in the deep forest must take 10 steps to find a worm, 100 steps for a sip of water. But it never wants to be caged, even if the cage offers abundant food and smooth feathers. Freedom and joy, for that bird, are more important than any luxury. He also told a seabird that the king of Lu honored in a temple with fine wine, lamb, and solemn music. But the seabird neither ate nor drank, only grew sorrowful and died after 3 days. It would rather soar in the blue sky than be confined in splendor. The lesson here is, the road of life is very wide. Each person has their own path. Do not impose your way of life on others, and do not get angry when they differ from you. Modern example. In today's society, we often compare ourselves to others. Friends who are more successful, colleagues who are wealthier, or relatives who live differently from our expectations. This comparison easily leads to anger or dissatisfaction. For example, Hung, a talented engineer, was always frustrated because his older brother quit his job to travel the world. Hung thought his brother was lazy and unambitious. But after a deeper conversation, Hung realized his brother was happy with his free life. Hung learned to accept, asterisk, the road of life is wide. He has his happiness, and I have my goals. Asterisk, psychological insight. Abraham Maslow's theory of individualized needs suggests that each person has their own way of achieving fulfillment. Some seek material success, while others prioritize spiritual freedom. When we impose our values on others, we inadvertently create conflict. Understanding and respecting this diversity helps us live more harmoniously. Practical advice. Stop comparing. Instead of looking at others, focus on your own goals. Respect differences. When someone chooses a different path, think, that's their road, not mine. Find your own joy. Determine what truly makes you happy, without needing to be like anyone else. No matter what you encounter, there's always a way out. Teachings from the ancients. Zhuangzi told of people with unusual appearances who still lived joyfully and successfully. Qi Lai Exo, with a twisted body, shoulders higher than his head, hair standing on end, organs crowded in his back, still sewed, washed, and sifted rice to support himself and his family. And Dai, the so ugly that ghosts and God were startled, had a strange charm that made others love and respect him. These stories show that no matter how harsh life is, with willpower, we can always find a way out. Modern example. Today, we see countless examples of overcoming adversity. Nick Vujicic, born without arms or legs, once fell into despair but rose to become an inspirational speaker for millions. Or Huynh, a Vietnamese girl who grew up in poverty, lost her parents early, but through persistent study, became a successful entrepreneur. These stories prove that no adversity is absolute. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Psychological insight, the psychological theory of resilience, suggests that humans have an innate strength to overcome difficulties. When faced with challenges, instead of sinking into anger or blame, resilient people find ways to adapt and move forward. This is the spirit Zhuangzi wanted to convey. Practical advice. Seek support. When in difficulty, don't hesitate to ask for advice from friends, family, or experts. Look to role models. Learn from those who have overcome similar adversities. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself, asterisk, I have come this far. I can keep going, asterisk. Conclusion. Life is a journey full of challenges, but how we face those challenges determines the quality of our lives. The 4 teachings from the ancients: remain unmoved, adopt the mindset of an empty boat, recognize that the road of life is wide, and understand that there is always a way out, not only help us control anger, but also open the path to a peaceful, happy life. Remember, mindset determines state. The superior person does not get angry. The average person restrains their anger, while the inferior person lets anger lead them without capability. Choose to live like the superior person, so that when you look back, you can be proud of having lived a wise and peaceful life. Thank you for joining me in this article. May you always find joy and serenity in your soul amidst life's many storms.